I check 1 2 1 2.
Check, check.
Yo, if you used to rap back in the day,
Nah,
what you used to do then?
make beats.
You made beats.
Mm.
Who
Little
used to,
shut 'em.
who used to rap on your beats?
I had this white boy, J Force.
Mhm.
Uh,
Who was that
they
like
they
third? Was that like third base?
uh well then I became the like his manager because he started making better beats than me. So
Wow.
he actually he used to work with Marley. He did a bunch of joints. Did a bunch of joints. Actually, he did LA, but Marley never gave him the credit.
Get the fuck
So
out of here.
basically Justin had J Force had told somebody and it got back to Marley, and Marley basically blackballed him for the most part. But he was on he used to, because you remember Future Flavors, they were doing it live from Marley's crib.
Mm.
So it would be me, Jay, Pete, Pete Rock, and Marley at the crib.
Shout out to the real. Shout
Shout
out to
out
the
to the
fake.
fake.
Shout out to that nosy chick. She
She
better
better
stay in
stay
her
in her
place.
place.
Get in line. Punk.
Oh,
Yo, man, so much going on right now, man.
busy week, busy week.
There's a lot
Very.
going on, man. And we might as well just jump right into it, man, because I'm just at the edge of my seat with anticipation to see what you think about, Cassie and Diddy, man.
Hmm. So, like we were talking off the show,
Mhm.
is being a freak illegal?
Some heavy
So
duty.
far, so far, all we're hearing about is the freak off. Cassie testified today. I think she goes back on half a day tomorrow. Uh, I think that's what the prosecution said. They just need a half a day. I don't know if the defense is going to speak to her, but she's talking about there was domestic violence, right? But more spotlight has been on today's freak offs, right? How they would fly in escorts, California, Miami, out the country. But is that illegal? Where are we, like we said before, the racketeering charges? Where's this prosecution going regarding all these allegations of illegal activity?
Yeah, man. I'm Diddy's innocent right now. I'm just gonna put it out there. He's innocent right now. He's a freaky motherfucker, boy, but that nigga's innocent. I see so much going on. I don't even know how they both test. It looks like a humiliation ritual. It's just like, oh, why we? It's you know, and it's true. I'm thinking, why you got your kids, hear this shit? I'd have been like, yo, y'all don't even come to this shit.
I was going to ask you that. How would you feel? I thought that was kind of odd, and I thought they weren't going to be in for today's testimony, but apparently they all were. To hear your dad's a freak, how would you feel if your kids had to hear that type of testimony against you?
I would be devastated, man. But I think in this day and age, what I think he's gonna do is step into it.
Well, you
Uh,
got no choice, right?
right, right, right. So it's kind of like, what I'm saying, you know, I mean, they got, Kanye said he's gay, so
Yeah. Do you believe that, or is that a troll tactic?
But it doesn't matter though. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it really matters as much now. But as far as your kids, I mean, he probably told them already. He probably prepared them for everything they was gonna hear. So he had time to do all this.
But because let's be mindful. Diddy's not a dummy. We know that. He's definitely not a dummy. He may have done some dumb acts, right? But in regards to how he got to where he got, where he became the top type of mogul, you can't be dumb to get up there, right? You gotta have some brains on your shoulders.
All right, so
So with that being said, like you said, he knew all this was coming down, right? So as far as preparation for the case, preparation for his family, like you say he gave them, you think he gave them a heads up, like, yo, there's gonna be some things you're gonna hear about your pops. Hey, this is me.
yeah,
Or it's not true. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna say, like you said, he's gonna say, yeah, I did do these things,
and,
but
and then like I said, you know what I'm saying? You got the drug element in that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's thinking about that. Like these two people are on serious, serious drugs, man. With all the money in the world, flying up all around the world, just doing what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
would you say this activity could stem from being bored? Like
Nah,
that's
man. I mean, that's some powerful. I mean, that's not even boy. I mean, they was just doing them. There's plenty of swingers, man, and there's plenty of people that do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? They do the same shit. I really don't get. You know what I'm saying? The point of
so.
anything they're saying besides to humiliate them, to break them. You know what I'm saying? And embarrass
So
them. That shit
with
sounds.
that being said,
It sounds sympathetic. Like all right, that's cool. But at the end of the day, she called back. She went back.
all right. So with that being said, all his friends, his
She
famous
asked for the
friends,
urine
yeah.
and then said
But
she didn't. Then said she didn't like it. And the whole point of that, what she said was, it was too much. So Diddy thought it was too much too, because he was like, "Yo, Diddy stop," because they didn't like the way I was doing it. It didn't trickle out right. So Diddy wasn't with that shit either. But the thing is, now we know Young Miami was doing some strange shit, man.
how old is Young Miami?
Probably 20, 30, maybe.
Is she that old?
I mean,
Let me see. Because I want to say maybe early 20s, bro. Oh, she's 31. She's
yeah,
31.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She was up there, fraud and slipping in her own show, talking about getting peed on. So at the end of the day, we know that was the truth. She got that shit from somewhere, and she is with the king peer.
Well,
Yo,
I thought that was Kelly. I thought that was Kelly.
yeah, Kelly, this nigga, both of them niggas. And what is it with the P with them niggas?
I don't know. I'm gonna do some research because I'm wondering if it's like a form of domination. Like I'm
Yeah, yeah.
dominant. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think for Puff, I think that's what he power tripping, man. And a lot of those fights, you know what I'm saying? When you have a chaotic drug filled relationship, it's gonna be abusive. It's gonna be abusive. You guys are addicts. That's addict behavior. That's the shit they went through. Them niggas needed rehab. The niggas didn't. The nigga don't need to be in jail for a RICO. You know what I'm saying? The nigga needed rehab.
But see that's what I'm saying with this Rico. And then we said that his assistant has something to do with it too. And I did see that they were trying to compare his assistant to Epstein's wife
Yeah,
for the
but
setups and stuff like
for
that. But
buying some pussy. I don't know.
You're right.
I don't understand, man.
Where's the federal racketeering coming into play? Is the trial too early for us to know? Because as of right now, what we're seeing is a dude who beat up his girl a couple times, maybe more than a couple times, but they were freaks in the bedroom. They had a party, sexual that lifestyle, right?
Yo,
Where
yo,
is the
yo,
illegal cross?
yo, yo, she was ordering dick off Craigslist, nigga. It could have been any of us, nigga. Yo, off the Craigslist, nigga, off Backpage, nigga. Who knew?
For 6 grand, 6 grand a pop.
Yeah, who knew?
So with all these parties that they had, and I got to give it to them because this has been this type of behavior was going on for years that we know of, right? It could have been decades, right? Maybe decades, but let's say years because that's what's coming out as far as what's going on in the system today, the court system. But regarding the the individuals involved, all these escorts, right? They're starting to come out now, or within the last year, they started coming out. But if this was going on for so long, and I guess they were scared of a non-disclosure that they signed, maybe, or they were scared of Diddy, but how did it not get out there? Like, you're not going to tell me these young escorts or whatever told their homie, you know what I'm saying? And then their homie may have told somebody, but we never heard of anything like this until it popped off, right? So he definitely knew how to keep his lifestyle behind closed doors to an extent. Because normally, people like me and you, what we do in the bedroom is just with who we have in the bedroom. We're not inviting other parties to do
Nigga, people
a
are
type of
swingers.
behavior.
Nigga, everybody, there's a lot of fucking swingers out
Yeah,
there.
I'm in Florida. Absolutely. The upside down
There
pineapple.
are
Yeah.
swinger parties, man.
Mhm.
Motherfuckers be gaming the swinger shit going up in there with two singles wilding.
Do you notice like the famous people, his famous friends, kind of distance themselves from the entire situation, including him?
And you know what? I got a real problem with that because if you know somebody, I just feel it's all right not to, condone his behavior or condone his or her behavior if something went wrong, man. But just to say, yo, that's my friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like
Still
you're
my
not
friend.
like was it a business friendship? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I feel. Like all these dudes who couldn't wait to go to his parties and stuff like that. When the shit hit the fan, no one stood up for the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he's innocent until proven guilty. Let's see what the
Well,
courts say.
well,
He's
well,
still my man.
well, the Daddy Kane chick. What's that chick?
Aubrey? Aubrey?
No, not Aubrey. What's that? Oh no, not them. What's the one with the group Puff Daddy had? What's that name? What's that shit called?
Oh, Dawn?
No, not doing the other one, the dark skin one. She was on Love and Hip Hop a couple seasons.
No, no.
She was in the group, man. They both was in the same group.
Danity Kane?
Nah, that's the white group.
It was two girls and Diddy, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
What was the name of it? I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, how you don't know, man?
Let me see. Who's this? You should know. You brought her up.
I sure did.
All right, let me see. Uh, Dawn. Dawn was in Danity Kane and he took her to the other group. Remember, he kept her.
Yeah, they had
Dawn
the
Richard.
and,
Dawn Richard.
and they had the group. They had the group. They had the R&B group. That shit last night. All that shit was on there. Rick Ross
Damn.
was on the
I don't think
album.
it's Dawn. I don't think it's Dawn. Let me
They
see.
had some hits. They had like 2 or 3 hits on there.
What do you think about while I look this up.
Yo, man, let me go do my research, man.
I'm
Yes,
looking
that's
right
spoken,
now,
man.
bro. I'm looking right now. You brought that up out of right field.
Yo, that's crazy.
Damn, yo. And then every time I type in Diddy, it just pulls up today, the court. I went to his wiki, so let me see. Uh, Dirty Money.
Dirty money, yeah, man.
All right, so
Remember, she came out and was talking about Cassie and how they like to get high. Remember she said that?
right,
And
but see,
people thought
at that time
people
they thought
didn't
she
even
was
believe her.
crazy. Right, right,
But she just came out and said it.
and her stories matched with Aubrey's. Aubrey
Yeah,
said it from the jump, but they were
yeah.
just saying, "Oh, she's just hating."
Yo,
You
but
know what I'm
just think
saying?
about it. She was wilding, son. Yo, yo, them niggas was wilding, son.
So, and how long ago was that? You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking,
Yo, they was wild. And you gotta think about it, man. You got all that money, you got power, and it's kind of ego tripping type thing. You know what I'm saying? And she want the money, she want the fame. She's trying to act like she didn't get nothing out of it. I remember one time reading an article, Sean was upset because he was like, that's when he first got across seas before he, developed into, who he became. And he was like, this nigga, it's giving this. I seen this nigga spend 500,000 on this chick one night. You know what I'm saying? And he can't go get, you know what I'm saying? Get my mom something. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
So he says something similar to that effect. But so she got
What?
mad shit, man. She acting like she didn't really benefit. And as far as her as an artist, she really wasn't. You know what I mean?
Nah, so.
But that's that bad boy flavor. Puff where he put niggas on. Niggas don't go nowhere else and get high. Who did it?
Right. The locks.
Lots, yeah, but they still they age well.
Well, they were
Every
special
time
too.
every
They were
time the
special.
locks come up, I always say that. But you know what I'm saying? We talking about commercial success, those groups that
Yeah,
went triple, quadruple,
yeah.
platinum, none of them went anywhere else and,
Mm-mm.
and did anything.
Now is that done by design?
Nah, them niggas just wasn't that good. They still
You
singing that same shit.
would you say Karma is spinning her tail right now on this Diddy situation?
Come on, man. You know how many white execs done did shit like this, man? Come on, we see the shit in movies. You know what I'm saying? All that shit depicts life. You know what I'm saying? Same
Right.
thing. Imitates each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. They've been doing shit. Hugh Hefner, all that's what they do. That's what money and power do. She
Do
knew what
you
the fuck she was getting into.
do you think it's odd, even though they say the defense wanted this speedy process? Do you think it's odd that the trial started so quick?
I think he wanted that. I think if he would have got out of jail, he
He would
would.
have stretched it.
Yeah, he would have wanted to stretch it. You know what I'm saying? But
Makes sense.
I'm saying, his character, I gotta see. He gotta be like, nah, I ain't trying to stay there. And that's how I would be like, let's get this shit over with.
Right.
Because you ain't in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know how that shit feel. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
that's
gonna it's gonna it's gonna be an interesting like we said before, it's gonna all go up to the jury. It's up to
she
the
asked
jury.
she asked to drink the pee though.
That doesn't make but back to where's the illegal part of that? Not. So is this all about presenting the type of person he is before we break it down, because I feel like all this testimony is tied into whatever they're pointing out as being illegal.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know. I mean, let's buy some pussy, some dudes to pound my chick out. You know what I'm saying?
because wasn't there a story, and maybe this will come out in the trial too, with was a Hart Pierre that they flew a chick. He brought it. He flew a chick from wherever they were at to New York to meet up with Diddy or whatever the case, or they left New York. There's some story with Hart Pierre, if I'm not mistaken, that the girl came out and said that they took her to basically like a freak off, you know.
So what,
But
man?
is that right? That's not, where's the
What's
trafficking
wrong with
come in?
that?
Because isn't trafficking, sex trafficking, when you're taking somebody against their will?
Yo, do you think Cassie was getting? Do you think she was getting DP'd?
Yeah. And I
Wow.
think she was. Well, I can't. We weren't there, but based on all this freak shit going on, I could see her getting DP'd where Diddy's not where Diddy's not even involved, but watching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Remember they said 50 had pictures of her doing wild shit?
man. And yeah, people are saying, damn, it's crazy that she has to relive this. So I'll play devil's advocate.
A
Yeah,
lot of
it's
them chicks would have did that.
okay. A lot of chicks do that. Now on the defense, I'll play devil's advocate. I did it because I love him. I don't want him to leave me. I couldn't say no. Why couldn't you say no though? You could say no, right? He didn't. There's no gun to your head. So back
I'm trying
to
to see that.
where's
Yeah.
the illegal aspect of all this that they're talking about? And maybe it'll come out tomorrow or the following day, but I don't see nothing illegal yet with Diddy's behavior. Domestic violence, yes. And he already admitted to that. He had no choice. It's on video. But all this other where he could face life in prison, minimum 25. Where? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, do you think that Cassie, they had a freak off or whatever. Do you think like she watched Diddy give head?
I don't. If she did, it would have came out. I would think, right? Because there's right at this point, there's no love lost, right? He could give a damn about that nigga, right?
So what do they say? They keep saying like, there's dudes, there's this. Is this real? Or is just this?
Oh.
So who else we got? It's a Jane Doe, Jane Doe, Jane Doe, Jane Doe.
And even with that, I don't think there's not going to be much more damaging evidence besides what Cassie's doing right now. And there's nothing illegal there,
Yeah,
right?
they gonna get that nigga 60 years.
Now with the Jane Does, now
Yo,
with the
they gonna
Jane
give him
Does,
60
yo, that
years. Yo.
I'm gonna keep it real. This could be uh, like even when girls scream the R word, it's your word against hers, right? On on consensual, right? You could still do time for that because I mean, people are in jail right now for that. Went out with a girl, it didn't work out, they had sex, and she, couple hours later, she's calling 50 saying she was raped. You know what I'm saying? And dudes get picked up. DNA, your DNA is all over the chick. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just with the Jane Does, I'm trying to remember all the accusations as far as even when the Jane Does came public, what was illegal in that, right? We heard of drinks being proofy, right? Where's the proof? Let's say that did happen. Where's the proof on that? You can't prove that. What's done is done. You're saying he put some stuff in there. You don't remember where you were and you had sex. Now, unless you say it wasn't consensual, is that what these Jane Does are saying? I don't know.
I mean, you know they're gonna
It's
say that because he supplied the drugs. You get what I'm saying? So if you supply the drugs, it's like, but what is it if we doing drugs together?
right. I know. If I'm not
If you
mistaken, I
at my
think they're gonna.
house and I supply the drugs, uh, is that I didn't sell you the drugs.
Right.
So we just two drug addicts.
And you can't get arrested for doing drugs that's 3 years old,
Yeah,
right?
I don't think I can get arrested for the shit I did in '88. No, the drugs, whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If I did
Right.
anything,
Like even if you sold drugs 10 years ago to somebody, you can't get charged for that.
I don't know, man.
If there's no proof, right? Other
And
than the person you sold it to said, yeah, he sold me drugs.
yeah, and then they can say, all right, if you got a legal lifestyle, they can take that's the other route.
Yeah. But
So
if
then
you don't,
that becomes the RICO. Shit like that.
I always felt the RICO is a gray area for the feds to say
Anything.
9 times out of 10, you're not beating it, right? We're fearful of that word RICO because we feel there's no coming back from it. We feel that the feds, when they put you on a racketeering charge, aka RICO, that the feds have enough evidence that you either have to take a plea, right? Or you take it to trial and you're gonna get a guilty charge. That's how they have us instilled, like the urban people. You know, say not the upper upscale type of people, but the urban. When we hear Rico, we're like, oh shit. Because normally when we hear Rico, they're pulling up like 30 people, not just one person. They're bringing in like 30 people from the Ricos we see, right? Schmurda, all these dudes.
I
These
mean, you might
Ricos are gathering a gang of people, not just one. And then 9 times out of 10, the 30 you pick up, 10 of them flip because they're scared of the Rico. Or they're not trying to do life, right? Because of the consequences when you're thrown into that Rico barrel. It's crazy, yo. I just the more we talk about it, I'm like, yo,
oh
where's he wrong? You know what I'm saying? As far as yes, the domestic violence, I'll keep saying that. And, we shouldn't be putting our hands
you
on,
said
you know
you
what I'm saying?
said you said the Rico barrel.
Because they just want a minute. That's it. So I don't know, man. The more we talk about it, the more I think about like, is this a witch hunt? Yes, you have proven evidence, but of non illegal activities so far.
I hope he takes the stand, man.
I don't think he will.
He got to.
I
He
would.
got to.
I would if
He's a
this is
performer,
all we're
man.
hearing.
He's a performer.
He's an actor.
Gotta hear his side of the story.
Right. Right.
This is
And
life, man.
and to be honest with you, now that you say that, he may have to.
This is his life.
After Cassie, maybe they're playing it by ear. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're waiting to see everything the prosecution has, you know, before they figure out, yo, you're gonna need to get up there and do your thing. Do the Diddy shake. You know what I'm saying?
I think, yo, I think that I think either way he's gonna get a pill because I think the backlash for the things he went down for, freaks all around the world are gonna be upset.
Because they can't get in now.
No, I'm saying if they don't prove anything crazy besides, you know what I'm saying, domestic violence, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna have evidence somewhere along the line proving that it wasn't just him, because that's what they said. They said they was violent to each other. So if they're gonna put that out there, they gotta have something to back it up. A text message, something.
They said that they got videos of the freak off, but the judge said they don't need to show it because they don't want to and it makes sense. They don't want to basically traumatize Cassie. But apparently they have the videos of of the acts,
But
you know. But that's
she
still
was
not illegal,
she was a willing participant.
right?
So, I don't want to get, that's the only thing I can say. She was down with it. She was like, yo, tea in my mouth. Them niggas was high. Both of them. That's what I'm saying. We're addicts. Just because I got money and I'm supplying things. Come on, man. Niggas is having orgies everywhere. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay somebody. You know what I'm saying?
As we do in this show right now, someone's getting peed on.
Yeah.
There's a freak off going
That's
on
the
as we
thing,
speak.
man. They always take the black man with P, yo. Yo, the nigga, that's how you know Young Miami was like, oh man, she loved that shit, man.
I
Them niggas,
mean, it got a term, golden shower. Golden shower wasn't just invented yesterday. It's been a term for decades. Golden shower. Some people, I mean, it's what they call it's a fetish, right? It's a fetish. It's a
that's all
sexual
that's all it
fetish.
is though.
It's not illegal.
That's why I don't, you know, I'm just kind
See
of
what? So I feel like what they're doing is they're trying to paint a picture that even though Cassie was willingly a participant, the fact that it was a forced willingness, she was scared of the consequences, which clearly showed on the video. She was leaving a freak
bad
off.
fight.
She didn't want to stay in the freak off anymore, and that's why she left the room.
I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be the answer. I mean, they had a domestic dispute and
That
got
led to DV,
led
right?
to DP. They got into a fight. It's unfortunate for them. Plenty of people, plenty of couples have been through it around the world.
Do we know the day of that event, the night of that event, was the freak off still going on, or it was over and she was leaving in the middle of the night? Right? Like, was anyone in the hotel
Yo,
room besides Cassie and Diddy.
What you want to know? Who else was there?
Yeah.
Yo, come on, man. I don't think Diddy gonna rat on nobody. That's why.
But I think that's what they're trying to see. Is he gonna drop dime on other is he gonna drop dime on other names that were involved in this?
I
I
mean, no,
just
because if it don't come up, if it doesn't come up,
right.
Cassie ain't say nothing about
Ain't nothing. Nothing.
this person or that person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. But
He
at the
just, he
same
just
token,
that's rich nigga shit. They was just doing rich nigga shit. Just imagine, just you got all that paper just running around, wilding. That's it. They on drugs. They wilding.
what I feel is the prosecution don't want nobody else because they would have asked her on the stand, hey, was there anybody known? You know what I'm saying? They're just asking her specific questions. And they're
Yeah,
not, they're not, they're direct questions regarding her and him, not the other part, the other escorts. You know what I'm saying? They never said anything about any other people besides Diddy, Cassie, and the escorts that were involved in participating in these parties. I don't think they care. I don't think the prosecution cares who else was there besides those parties, or they would have tried to mention it. I feel like they just want him, Diddy. That's it.
I think that it's just this is just humiliation, and that's just what it is. Cassie just happens to be a pawn in this decision. Um, you know,
Do you feel
her story is not unique. You know what I'm saying? Her story is not unique. There's plenty of women that, what I'm saying, have been through these type of things and volunteer for that type of business. You get what I'm saying?
right?
So everybody that volunteered for this type of business is what?
A volunteer, a willingly participant.
That's
So,
what I'm trying to say.
so
Other than that, you just got domestic abuse. There are a couple doing things together. Other than that, you
someone,
got domestic abuse. You don't have nothing else, man.
someone on one of my posts today mentioned like they try to compare it to Epstein, and I don't think it's a true comparison because Epstein was dealing with minors, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Epstein was dealing with minors, and they got his girlfriend, right?
Right, right,
Cassie already said she paid for some of this stuff. Now, as a man, what I'm saying, in a relationship that, you probably did some things that, niggas might do. Like, you wilding. You understand what I'm saying?
right.
I think y'all was wilding together. There's no way y'all both on drugs, fucking people. She said she broke up with and fucked other people too at some time. So you left on your own, came back. It's like you just had an abusive relationship. That is it.
Let me ask you a question though.
I don't even
They
see
were
it
they
that
were
deep.
they were paying for sex though. Is that the crime?
Yeah, that's like, hold up. When you go back in the day, like when you get caught paying for pussy, what is it called again?
You're John.
What is it called?
So solicitation.
That's what it's called. That's what it is.
Solicitation.
All right, all right.
But
So
you but
that's
you remember the Johns back in the day were getting arrested too when they had stings. You know what I'm saying? They had the undercover cop in the hotel room and
all
the
right,
John went and as soon as the John gave the money, he got arrested.
all right. But all right. But everybody get arrested then.
Yeah. Including yeah. Well, not the hooker because she was undercover. But if it was a hooker, yeah, they're both getting arrested. But that's solicitation. Well, solicitation is when you're soliciting sex. You're not purchasing. I don't know what the term is when you're purchasing.
So I get
But
away with it. I get away with it, and somebody told on what I did in '85.
you can't get jammed up on it then. No, you can't. Because it's their word against yours. Or you know what I'm saying? It's one party against another party. Prove it. Prove I paid for sex 10 years ago. Well, here's a plane ticket. Here's okay, so they flew you out.
All right, but what does that say though? Like, what that's life in jail.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a misdemeanor. Smack on the wrist. Have a good day. You know what I'm
Why?
saying?
Because
Pay this fine, and get the hell out of here. So where are we getting that? And that's why I feel like they're reaching for that RICO. Because the RICO, ain't too many people do 3 years on a RICO. You know what I'm saying? You're doing big numbers on RICOs. But
oh,
you got to have proof too, though, that there was actually a racketeering crime being committed. I don't see that yet.
I don't
You
even
know,
see this shit is so complicated because this shit is so crazy. That's how I know it's crazy. When we keep talking in circles,
he's looking more and more innocent.
that's what I'm saying. Because we're trying to, it's like, yo, he did something, but it's like, ah,
Right.
like what did he really do? What did he really do?
Now, mind you, this trial's probably going to go on for maybe a couple weeks. We're only on day one. So we could circle back next week on the Chad Smash Weekly and probably be like, yo, oh shit, remember what we were talking about last week? Guess what? Huh, we got to circle back. Yeah, he did it. Or nah, he definitely didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? We just got day one of the T, you know. Um Now the strategy,
I think he
in
got some Sharon Stone shit.
what do you mean?
When he took, remember Sharon Stone? When they put her on the stand and what's that, Basic
In
Instinct?
Basic Instinct.
Yeah, he gotta do some shit like that.
Put some shorts on?
I don't know what he gonna do, but he gotta do some shit like that or some Nino Brown shit. He gotta do something.
Because my thing is this, bro.
I think it's sad though what they doing to him. If that's it, man,
Why bring Cassie day one? Right? Is that because normally
that's at the
you're
end.
exactly
I was surprised too.
that's
I
your
was surprised at
closer.
that tactic too. Like, why so fast?
Right. Is that to set the tone? Right? Could Cassie's be the light work? And we got some heavy other shit coming
No,
down
no,
the
because
line.
she's pregnant. Because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
That's
Get
what
it
it is.
over and done with. Okay. Which makes sense.
I'm
I
doing
can
it
see
anyway.
that.
I'm doing that. I'm not doing it. Cause she looks swole, you know what I'm saying? She don't want to deal with this shit right now.
How would you feel as because they keep talking about Alex Fun. That's his name, right? The husband. He knew. I'm sure she told him everything prior. Like we think Diddy may have told his kids and stuff. But how would you feel as the husband if your wife told you, "Yo, this is before you. This is what he had me doing." How would you feel as a man to look at your wife? Would you look at her in a different way, or would you still,
Nah, because
just say,
I mean that's your wife, you know what I'm saying? And I think he put her up to it, you know what I'm saying? And just made her feel guilty about what she did. And it's okay. You might have been you was of age and you was an adult, you considered an adult. You know what I'm saying? And again, see now it's again. It's like I don't
and, and,
it's
and,
like oh
I
man.
tell you what, I'm glad I'm not on the jury.
For being in charge of everything.
Right.
That's why making all the decisions. Like,
Yeah, it
I mean,
It's
because they're in a relationship. You see what I'm saying?
right. Because it goes back to she could have said no at any moment. She could have. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
because if you and they're in a relationship, all that is an abusive relationship.
Yeah. That many people are currently in.
And like
I
I
hate to say
said,
it, someone's getting smacked upside the head right now.
and like I
Highly
said,
dysfunctional.
when you dealing with addiction, that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So so he's definitely an addict,
They
right?
both was at they doing cocaine with all the money in the world. Come on, man. She loved that shit, man.
She said that the drugs numbed her from facing the reality of the acts.
Yo, it's all right to feel like somebody got the better in a relationship. It's all right to feel that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all have been through things where we wish that we should have did one thing better than we're doing now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh man, we go play back like, damn, you know what? I wish I would have did this during that relationship, but it's too late. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got some regrets. All right. You know what I'm saying? You got some regrets.
Hmm.
Somebody, yeah, because if you're in a relationship and you didn't take charge of the relationship the way you want to, and now you're like, damn, I wish I would have did something different. It- it- that's like being
I
mad,
just
you know.
hmm. I mean, the more we talk about it, the more prior to this show and prior to us talking before the show, I felt day one defense won only because of the image that was portrayed. But still, that being said, nothing today was illegal other than the DV, right? Other than the
That's
domestic
it.
violence, there was no RICO. Domestic violence ain't a RICO.
That's it. That's it. I don't, I pretty much don't understand. I don't, I'm still trying to make sense of everything. This shit just confused me. Like I said, that shit got us all confused, man.
Do you think there'll be a movie?
Well, that shit is so yeah. This is a humiliation. Look what they doing. His mom has to feel horrible. Have to feel horrible watching her son go through that shit right now. And they got their kids there, and they had some type of video where the kids left a little early.
Do
you
you
know,
think?
when the guy
Okay,
testified, it's crazy.
let's circle back now to the previous relationship. Kim Porter. Do
No,
you
oh yeah. We gotta talk about that before we get out of it. Yo, your man, I'll be sure. I'll be sure it's fucking one of the niggas that be rapping about pyramids. Just yo, yo, I'll be sure is a funny ass nigga. This nigga's over here talking about some shit that nobody's talking about.
no?
His own, he's like, yo, they asked me to testify. Nigga, what the fuck are you gonna talk about, nigga?
Right,
I knew you was gonna testify already.
right. And
Yo,
and
he's
with
like,
that,
hold on. He's like, I feel like he just want to be a part of something right
that's
now.
what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Like at the end of the day, we know you're gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? But is this your money grab? Is this your money grab right now? You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't heard nothing about Albie Shore we hear more about Quincy than Albie, the son, right? That's the son's name, right?
Yeah, the son ain't been saying nothing.
Nah, nah. I mean, what can they say though? They support their pops.
Yeah,
That's
he's
it.
like, but he's like doing his own campaign. Being right now, I'm just saying, I can't say whether he's lying or not. Well, right now, for my opinion, he just looks really crazy, my nigga. Like somebody that just used to smoke dust.
Well, did he say did he is the reason why he needs a liver or wants his liver or something
Yo,
like that?
but yo, all right, let me say something. He'd be like, it's not about the money. Well, yo, you can see that in my book. But yo, what really did he do though, Jack?
Oh, Albie?
That's the type of organ failure.
Right. Yeah, that's what I didn't understand that.
Hold up,
Where
come on, man. This nigga Diddy was walking around. This nigga was that's some serial killer shit, nigga. Come on, man. All right, so how did he do that shit, nigga? Because he's unstoppable, man.
right. I I feel
Untraceable illness. Come on. How did he do it? What did he say? Tell me, did he feed you some bleach? You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like some poison?
And last I heard, prior to Kim passing, her and Diddy were on good terms. There was no I
Yeah,
can't stand you. They were chilling.
yeah, but it looked like that with him and Cassie too, though. But
True.
I really think the difference is, they got kids, you know what I'm saying?
There was DV in that relationship, but was there freak offs?
Like, but
Because the thing, Smash, you don't become a voyeur overnight. That's what I'm
but
trying to
what
say.
the fuck is that? I mean, that means nobody's safe. Nobody is safe.
I mean,
The
it's
things
not
you do in the
illegal though,
privacy, the things you do in the privacy of your own home is no longer safe.
which that's not true. Shouldn't be because it
Because I
should be
got a
safe.
girlfriend and she's young, right? And I'm a millionaire hip hop mogul. I don't understand, like, we just got to get off of that, man. That shit on another level, I want him to, if he was charged with the right crime, you know, that's on them. But right now, I just don't know, what did he do?
Unless they come out with something crazy as far as proof of illegal activity, I could see him getting off. I could see him basically being an advocate for domestic violence survivors, because that's the route he's going to have to go. I don't think the music. I think his music days are over, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
I think this,
You say they are or they're not?
I mean, as far as what music he can, he's
Because
like
we got to think about this.
he can
Let's say he
still do
gets
what he
off,
do. He can still do
but
what he do.
here's the thing. Let's think about this.
Who has
He
came
gets
back from that?
off. Well, I was gonna. What was the dude on the Ravens?
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. He ain't never come back from that video.
All right, let's say this. Let's say this.
On a professional level. That's what I'm saying. Like he's still doing his thing in the community and stuff like that. But as far as playing football again, he never played again after that. He's not even on like sports casting, you know what I'm saying? Or, at the Ravens games, you know what I'm saying? Like he kind of got banned from the league, but then outcast from everything else, sports related for the
Yeah, you're
most part.
right. There's not too many people. I don't know too many people that has came back from that. I don't know too many people who came back. I'm trying to think. I'm searching my brain to say who has come back from some type of DV
In
public.
this day and age,
Um,
current times.
I mean, rappers all the time. You know what I'm saying? Unless it happened. Uh, previous. If it happened in the past or something. But on another level, we don't really forgive. We don't forgive our black heroes anyway. Black people really don't forgive them. I think Mike Tyson. It's like we forgive.
Yeah, how that happened. But then
Mike,
again, well, let's keep in mind too, Smash.
Mike is Mike.
There was. I mean, he went to jail for it, right? So he did time for it.
But we talking about come back and be embraced. You understand what I'm saying? Mike
But you
Tyson did
got
it.
you. But at that time, society, we were more accepting. That was our hero back then. He's still our
Buffy
hero
was like a
now,
hero.
right? But it's a different time.
I think, you know what I'm saying, if he got some shit like 3 years in jail or something, I mean, he's
You'd be okay.
older. I think the only thing is that he's older. That's the thing. So, like, what can he really contribute to the culture at that point besides being old? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember, I mean, we did that show, and they said, like, you know, he can be like a bum on the street now, something like that. And I'm like, I mean, I don't like imagine that on some trading places type shit.
Mm. Well, we don't know what he got stashed up somewhere. People say I mean, he definitely lost a lot of money, but he's not a dummy. You know what I'm saying? If he was able to walk out right now, he'll be straight money wise. I would assume. Not how he was, because he lost a lot of, endorsement deals and stuff like that. But you're not gonna tell me that man don't have stash somewhere. Got to. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think no matter what, they gotta give him. Only thing he's old, so I think they gotta give him, a light sentence.
Dan, think about this. If he really did what they're saying he did as far as the illegal racketeering charges, if it was you, right? Let's say you did some fucked up shit, and when they ran up in your house, would you have went back to New York, or would you have got on a jet and went to where Russell is or something like that? Left the country.
I'm pretty
Would you have
sure.
stayed?
I'm pretty sure she tried that.
You think? You think he tried to bounce?
Yeah, I think she did bounce. I'm saying like you're in a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? Come on, he probably bounced a few times. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
We're only looking at it from one side. You know what I'm saying? She has her story.
Well, there's three sides to the
But
story too.
that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure when we hear his side of the story, like people are jumping to conclusions. I think like I'm pretty sure, it's like somebody come in your life and they just say, I did this for you, I did that for you, I did that for you. And some of that shit might be true, but you're gonna have your story.
You, yeah. But see, now I'm thinking about if he should testify or not, because the
Like what did
prosecution,
you prove?
the prosecution's gonna lead him into questions that's gonna make him look. It's gonna be damaging.
No,
You know what I'm saying? But it's
I think it's already damaging. I think he has to clear his name because that is a relationship. And it's like, if that's the case, man, you go back into these Hollywood, rock stars, you know what I'm saying? Look at all these people. You think
right.
Kanye West didn't do all this stuff?
Because he could just say, "Yo, she didn't tell me she didn't want to do it," and at no point did she ever say, "Yeah, I don't want to do this." Towards the end, maybe he could say, "Yeah." Towards the end, yeah, and then we stop.
Yeah,
Or
we broke up.
but
We broke up. We broke up. And when you breaking up, as you know, it's a breakup. You know what I'm saying? You probably broke up, got back together, broke up, got back
broke
together,
up.
broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together, broke up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they was probably going through that shit for, that's a 10-year relationship, they said. So they was probably going through that shit for like a year.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting. We didn't even talk about the Knicks. We didn't talk about Dallas getting a number one pick. Real quick, off subject on that. Let's do you think that because I'm seeing it online, do
Uh,
you think that draft was fixed, that the Mavericks got the number one pick?
mm, come on, we already know that's fixed. LeBron already said it anyway, so we already know that.
I think it is. Because at the end of the day, with everything, it's all about money. It's all about fucking money, yo. No matter what, no matter how you look at anything, the bottom line is always the mighty dollar.
I don't see the money thing. I don't understand. Like, what's the big deal?
I mean, because they're gonna take Cooper,
Why do they
right?
need Luka to go LA just because LeBron is leaving?
Well, no, Cooper's gonna go to Dallas. Dallas will take the
Yeah,
first
but
pick.
why? Yeah, but that's what they did
Right,
that for. You're
because
saying
Luca,
that
yeah, because they
The NBA forced Dallas
yes, that's what I
trade
think.
Luka to LA because LeBron is leaving.
Well, not only that LeBron's leaving, Dallas lost money on that leave with Luca leaving. You know what I'm saying? So they need
They
somebody to
lost
fill those
money.
seats. Yeah, but that was their
Nah,
star
they got rid
player.
of some. They got rid of a big contract. What are you talking about?
Yeah, true,
Not
true.
really. Oh no, we acting like Dallas didn't get Anthony Davis. So they got Anthony Davis. Now they got the number one pick. That was the trade. That's what they told him. Trade over there. We'll give you the number one pick. Do that as a favor to me. That's what they
Yeah.
said. And they turned their back and they made that shit happen.
I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, that's what happened. Remember when they did that shit with Chris Paul?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was Chris Paul, right?
When he left, what? Where's he at now?
He was on the Spurs. I
It,
mean, he's super old right now. But
when he
remember,
left Phoenix,
remember,
he's on Phoenix, right? Was it Phoenix?
no, I think it was Charlotte. No,
Nah,
no, no,
he
no,
was on
no.
Phoenix
It was a different team. I don't think it exists no more.
for Chris Paul.
Yeah, remember he was trying to go to LA
Yes.
and they stopped it.
Yeah, I don't even remember. So he's on the Spurs. He was on Golden State. Before that, he was on Phoenix. Before that, he was on OKC. Before that, Houston, then the Clippers, and then he's with the Hornets. Right. So yeah, you're right. His first team was the Hornets. Then he went to LA. So you're right. Good job.
Mm.
It's crazy how back in the day when we grew up, a lot of these star players stayed on one team. That's a thing of the past now, bro.
Nah, it's too much things to do, man. It's a fast move market. Remember somebody told me that. It's a moving market. So you
Yeah.
don't need that no more. We're in the future. So we're in the
I mean
future.
that's why you got to give Kobe his credit because Kobe stayed a Laker.
I mean, we just can't say that. That was kind of like a different time, though.
What was the changing? It was right at the end of that era.
And I think he had his time. I think that, they just had a different situation. You know what I'm saying? That's LA. That's something different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shaq was there, they forced him out. You know what I'm saying? Magic went through what he went through.
Right.
Didn't Green play for somebody else too?
Who
Green.
did he?
Man.
I don't think he did.
He played for somebody
Actually,
else
no.
at some point, man.
Did he? Was he on the Bucks?
I don't even
Yeah,
remember right
yeah.
now.
He started with the Bucks, then the Lakers. Yeah.
Mm.
69 to 75, he was a Buck, and then 75 to 89. Damn, he played that long? 89. He was still on the Lakers.
Mhm.
Interesting. So we got Richie Evans Thursday.
Richie Evans Thursday. That's
Dragon.
Richie Evans Thursday. Shout out to the real. That's gonna be a nice day. Chop it up with him. He got some new music coming out.
I like the joint.
What?
I like that joint he got with Dave East and Votto. It's hot. Crown holders. That's the joint.
I gotta get into it. I heard a little bit of it.
Now it's good.
Mhm.
He sounds like Game to me though.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like Game. But I like Richie. Richie's dope. I like Game.
And it wasn't he signed to him or something?
I think he was.
Yeah,
I
I
think he
gotta,
was.
I gotta go back. You know what I'm saying? Get back
Yeah,
and get back into it. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting conversation, man, because he both got some big things coming up. He always been a lyricist. That's number one.
he's official. I fucks with Richie. Shout out to Richie.
And you know what I'm saying? I want to hear, what he got coming up. I was trying to get him when he came to New York, but it never came together. It never came together. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. And then we got Drag On.
On the
Right,
20th, right? That's the 20th.
right.
Shout out to Dragon. Shout out to Show.
For putting it together. So yeah.
We need to we'll talk off set too, but we need to circle back on some of these other artists that we had.
We're gonna change this whole setup though. We're gonna get rid of this whole setup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna change this whole thing. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, we're gonna change all of that, circle back up.
Every Tuesday, y'all. Every Tuesday, 9 p.m.
Yeah, get the artists together, get him doing some things. Yeah, we've been talking about it, so we're gonna get it together.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at the background, and I don't think I like it anymore.
Well, I sent you that paperwork. We just gotta figure out how we gotta do that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We're playing with some things. I think that we're gonna make that happen right after this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we gotta change this whole setup. So shout out to the real. We didn't talk about Jason Tatum. He broke his ankle.
That series is done.
Mhm.
I think Nixon 5. I think it's a wrap. That's it.
Nixon 5?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it's going 6.
You think they're gonna take one? You think they're gonna take another one?
Yeah, I think it's gonna go 6.
Yeah, well, I guess I may agree because Boston's gonna come out just on the sole fact of heart now. That their man is down, so they're gonna do it for him. Gonna be a tough battle. It's gonna be a good game. Definitely gonna be a good game.
Yeah. Shout out to the real. So listen, man, I'm gonna go watch the game. Yo, check it out. Check it out. You know you be on the phone.
You ready? And you ready to get off? You're like, yeah. My food's getting cold.
Yo, be like this, yo. So what you gonna be doing?
Yo, my food just came out the microwave. It's getting cold, yo.
Word. Yo, check this out. Shout out to the real.
Shout out to the real.
I gotta go talk to my refrigerator. Shout out to the real. Richie Evans, Thursday. We're back right here. I gotta go talk to my refrigerator. Get at me, punk.